Hi guys, and welcome to episode 4, I believe. And today we are in Banff still. We just checked out the most amazing painter Jason Carter, and we got some paintings from him, and hopefully, fingers crossed, he'll do some logos for us in the future. So our next thing that we're doing now is we are going to head to Alaska, but we're going to stop and go to Lake Louise. The van is full of water. We got new water in there, dumped the tanks and all that good stuff, so we are ready to go. The dogs are ready to go. We just enjoyed a nice lunch here. We went to an Indian buffet for lunch. It was delicious, and yeah, we are ready to go.
So as Alyssa was saying, we are in Banff National Park. It's absolutely beautiful. Take a look at those views off in the distance. Really loving the views here in Canada. We're actually in Alberta right now. We're going to be heading on the Canadian Highway over to British Columbia and then northwest from there on our trek towards Alaska. We have our sights set on a town called Grand Prairie, where we just have to fill out some paperwork, have some wet ink signed documents, and then send those back to where they're going. We're full of great food. The tanks are full in the van. We got a lot of distance to cover, of course. So Blue, are you going to be driving us? All right, why don't you go back and go to place, please? And Ellie, she's already in position. That's where you like to stay when we're driving, don't you? So off to Lake Louise first, and some amazing scenery to be had along the way, I'm sure.
Over here is the gallery that we went into. You can see some of his artwork. Completely awesome. Very indigenous culture artwork is what she was explaining to us.
The Carter Ryan gallery.
Yeah, we loved it.
I'm not really an art guy, but it was simple enough where I could be like, I like the bright colors.
I get it. And that's where we went to lunch, masala.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're just taking a big loop here. Kyle wanted to find a Starbucks, but we couldn't find a Starbucks.
No, they have Starbucks, but you can't find parking to get to it.
Right, yeah. So he's just gonna have to go without it until the next city.
I'll have my leftovers from yesterday.
Yum.
Ugh.
Good stuff. And Blue goes to Banff.
Blue goes to Banff to see the unicorns.
You see the unicorns in Banff.
I thought unicorns were so extinct.
I thought unicorn was so extinct, but unicorn live in Banff.
And let's go, Blue POV.
And welcome to a parking lot here at Lake Louise. Have never been actually to the lake. You've never been in this area before, have you? I've only ever driven by. Blue's definitely excited to go for a little walk. Ellie doesn't even know where she is. What's going on in her head, no one knows. But beautiful views. We're going for a little bit of a walk, so should be nice to go see, I guess, Lake Louise. Let's go do it. Pretty stunning views all around. The dogs have been absolute disasters on leash. Ellie had a panic attack when Blue walked into the water. It's just not been great for the both of them. But that view is. They love snow. Tug of war and snow. Favorite activities here. Ellie, where are you trying to go? You trying to get up in that, Ellie? It's a little nasty, don't you think? He is freaking out. And after about 15 minutes, we are back. Beautiful views. And right at the end, they got pretty good, wouldn't you say, Alyssa?
Sure.
First time filling up for fuel in Canada, 132 Canadian dollars, 67 liters. I have no idea if that's expensive or not, but I'm guessing that's about similar to US prices. I don't know. I would think this would be an expensive station. And Blue, get in the back, buddy. There he goes. Thank you very much. Off we go to Jasper and then north to Grand Prairie. Nice. I hear wind from somewhere. You have your feet. Wide open. Just goes without saying, we've been saying it so much. Absolutely stunning views here in Alberta. I believe we are in Jasper National Park. Definitely going up in elevation, can feel it. The air is thinner. The van's a little bit slower. Doesn't like to come on to boost too quickly. And man, it's just been a gorgeous drive. And it's warm. You see all this snow, but it's 60 to 65 degrees Fahrenheit today. And man, I just wish I had a Morgan three-wheeler to cruise around in on these roads. It's the perfect Morgan day, as I would say. Got to get one of those. Keep watching our videos. This is stunning. Absolutely loving it. Behind me is a glacier, which is cool. And they have these amazing glacier rigs that they actually go up and drive on there. I don't know if you can zoom in. There's one up there right now. They have tires almost the size of the van. I'll put up a little picture of one that I parked next to, and it is just like, holy crap, the coolest freaking thing. They look like Iceland exploration vehicles. It's really neat. Sad situation, or just the cycle of the earth. I'm not sure. The glacier in 1942, which isn't that long ago, was here. And now it's all the way up that way. So really shows you that the glaciers are dying. There I saw a whole book on it. And I think that was the title, something like that. But cool that we're able to experience it now. One of the coolest freaking things ever. A giant glacier in the middle of Canada. Well, check that off the bucket list. I'd love to drive the Sprinter out on it, but they won't let us. They got gates and stuff.
Yeah, because, you know, fuel and diesel would not kill the glacier.
How do you think their trucks run?
Well, yeah, I don't agree with them either.
Okay, you think they should be electric?
Yeah, they should be electric, or they should just not do that.
I'll tell you what, one little truck ain't gonna make a difference.
No, that's fake.
No, it's real.
Oh my God.
You want to go check out this waterfall over here?
Of course, why do you think I turn around?
Yeah. I'll just inch up a little bit. It's this waterfall. Right in that little crevice. There it is. It's a little one. Alyssa loves waterfalls. Alright.
There's a bathroom up there too.
Blue is being a very patient waiter while his mom goes and checks out waterfalls without him. Being a really good boy, buddy. Ellie doesn't even know we're in Canada. Blue, can you sit down? Blue. Hey, it's okay. I know there are animals around. Just have a seat, buddy. Good boy.
Alrighty, I did a little shopping. You did a little, what'd you do in there?
Well, I just went to the restroom they had like a free one. I was like, oh, I'll just go pee in there. And then it was a whole debacle because there was this guy that was like shaving his entire body inside the bathroom. Yeah, it was a little weird. So anyway, I peed and did my business. And
that's all, okay.
I don't know.
Took you a bit.
And they have like a needle box to put needles away.
Oh.
So.
And then they got a sustainable community garden here.
Oh, and a supercharger and other DC fast chargers with a Mach-E charging. I've never actually seen those units before. Oh. They look to be CCS Chatamo. Yeah. That's a beautiful view at a charging station. Yeah. Well, okay, we got ups and downs here in Jasper, but I love it. I think it's a really cool place for sure. What we're going to do is we're going to delete the downtown one, and then we are going to be heading to Grand Prairie, which is where we plan to be today, but we actually spent a lot of time today just hanging out in Banff and looking at the scenery, took our time on this stretch, but now it's time we actually got to get some miles under our belt because I have to do a podcast in the morning where I need stable service, and my guess is that's going to happen in Grand Prairie. Do I want to accept these changes? Yes. And so basically it's going to route us direct to Grand Prairie. I filled up with fuel. I filled up the tanks with fuel in the back. It's only 392 kilometers. It says a 12:20 a.m. arrival, but that's fine because we slept in this morning. So yeah. I say we get up there, we find a spot, do some research as to where we can camp, and I guess that's sort of it. So you did some shopping. You got some stickers.
I did. So I was stuck between these two. Y'all will have to choose for me. These will be going on the back of our boxes. So this is just the basic one. And then I thought this one was really cute because look, it's Blue and Ellie.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but we don't have a Jeep. No. But it could be our Range Rover-ish. Yeah. And then, yep, got Kyle a compact chair because we actually have two of these. We don't know where one of them went, so I saw that in the window and I said, gotta get it.
Gotta get the chair.
And then also got some of this paw cream for the dogs. It's really good for hard surfaces. It kind of makes like a wax barrier on their paw, and so when it gets nice and cold with this one, whenever it gets too cold on her paws, she literally is just like a fainting goat and topples over.
Yeah, she just freezes up.
Yeah, so this stuff should help protect her against that, and then also within the heat now that the summer's coming. So it's good stuff, totally recommend.
So now we're heading back onto the TransCanada Highway, which is different than the other TransCanada Highway. Is that true? It says TransCanada 16. I don't know, maybe there's more than one TransCanada Highway, or I honestly have no clue, but we gotta wait for some trucks to go by. And this is where we just need to hammer down. We gotta get miles under our belt. We gotta get to Grand Prairie. We gotta do podcasting in the morning. We gotta do document stuff, and then it's hammer time all the way up to Alaska. I mean, we got a lot of distance to cover here. So we better no more sightseeing around. We got to get to why we're on this trip, which is getting up to Alaska to enjoy that part of the world.
Yeah, because we can always come back through here too.
We can always come here. It's easy to get here. Yeah. It's 2 days. Yep. This person's literally stopping in the middle of the road. Don't mind me, just pulling out in front of you then. Wide open throttle. Here we go. I think sounds good when you wind it out.
Blue, do you agree? Yes.
Turning off of the Canadian Cross-Trans Highway. What do they call it? TransCanada Highway. And we saw a sign that said this is the scenic route to Alaska, which is great because that's how we're planning to go to Alaska. It says 40 north, shooting for Grand Prairie. Apple Maps tells us we'll be there at about 11:30 p.m. The van says 12:15. either way, I think Alyssa is reserving a spot at a campground there, just so we have a spot that we can make sure we can get to middle of the night, good to go. And then I got to be up super early for a podcast. We got to do some stuff in the town, and then I feel like tomorrow, that's when the adventure really starts, doing the Alaskan Highway. We're out on our own, doing the stuff we love to do, exploring, but already liking this road. 100km/h speed limit, hell yeah, count me in for that. Ripping it, and just stunning. But I guess we're going to be out of the mountains for a little bit and into the plains, or at least out of the beautiful mountains. Either way, that's good, because we need to hammer down to Grand Prairie. Got a full tank of diesel. Sky is something else. It is 9:30 p.m. right now. Coming into Grand Cache. The Mercedes keeps beeping at me because I keep touching the line, but it's a little more sensitive than that. And we're going by Victor Lake Co-op. Interesting how people live in these little co-op communities of little small houses around here, nothing fancy, and seems to be a very community-driven effort to, you know, maintain the roads and land and things like that. Really one of the most desolate places I've ever been. There's the Tourism and Interpretive Center.
What do you think they're interpreting?
I don't know what they're interpreting. I don't understand interpretive centers. Never looked at one. Grand Cache Institution.
A&W, baby.
A&W. Hell yeah, brother. Alright, well, it looks like they're getting off. This is a nice town. Very northern feeling. Just the big city around here.
Beautiful.
Paint and plumbing, Mountain View, something that went out of business, I don't know.
And I think we're done.
We're definitely out of like areas you could drive an electric car easily territory. But we got plenty of diesel to make it to Grand Prairie, so we'll just keep on trucking. Generating station. Oh, you could camp here and breathe all that in all night. That'll be great. Oh my goodness. Talk about dirty, dirty, dirty. Everything is covered in soot. What the heck?
There's a school bus down there.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. And then here's how they transport the coal from the mine up here on the hill. It comes down this conveyor and then goes into the power generation station. These types of coal generation stations are kind of dying out, but up here it's probably the easiest way to make power. And you know, it's like, wow, but still, just not here to justify that. That's pretty blatantly dirty, as most coal stations are, but that seems to be a particularly dirty one. Anyway, if you drive an electric car, that's what you're charging off of. It's still cleaner than burning combustion, but it's like, we got a lot of work to do to get clean energy going here.
Can't imagine what that water's like.
Yeah, probably not good.
Probably toxic.
So it's dinner time for the dogs, and Ellie literally wouldn't move from her spot here in order to go back to where they eat, just by the kitchen. So we decided to just pull off the highway. We came down this little trail just to see what it was, and my goodness, did we find a gem. Just pulled over here and parked right on the riverbanks. Absolutely gorgeous. I bet we could just camp here for the night. No one would know or care. There's literally no one in the area. It's so desolate. And just this little dirt trail coming down this way. We're in a state park, so there were some signs that say like you can reserve campground stuff. There were a couple sites along the path, but I was like, oh, let's go down to the river access, and wow, that was totally worth it. What a beautiful view. And it's 10 o'clock in the evening, which is just even crazier. Listen to that too, totally silent, just the water.
Blue.
Look at that animal up there, see that? Right at the 80K sign, there's a big something or other. It's just over here. Yeah, there he is in there. Antelope. See him? The camera isn't even picking this up, but I've never seen such a vibrant sunset before. That is like saturation turned up to max. And what is this, like straight up to the moon situation going on? That is just insane. Brighter, the most saturation I've ever seen in the wild before. He said goodbye. But it seems like in the US there's a boondocking culture. In Canada, we've yet to find it, at least. So I assume they're not here at the moment.
No.
But we paid and everything, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We paid, and then they said if we arrive late, we need to call. But
Oh wait, there was a sign that said late arrivals on there. No problem. Let's go find our spot. I guess we'll see y'all in the morning once we finish up with the podcast and get everything going. But I'm not minding this campsite living. It's just not as adventurous as I would like, but still having fun. That was a beautiful, cool, desolate drive over here, though.
We'll get there, though.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Okay, let's focus and see where we're going. Good night.
Good, peaceful morning to you. Another campground. Very interesting. We got a whole bunch of wood behind us over there. And very peaceful night's sleep. Really no issue at all. Just letting the dogs out. I got some work done this morning, which was great. And we have some things to do. Let's hope this package arrives into town. We're only about 10 kilometers outside of Grand Prairie. And then this is really the last stop before we can hammer down. I know we keep saying that, but beautiful, birds chirping, weather's wonderful. It was about 55 degrees all night. Didn't even need to run the heat. I hear it gets as cold as 60 below zero in the winter time here, which is just ridiculous. It's considered a subarctic climate. What are you, oh, there's some deer over here. I'm not even looking. Blue's on high alert. Thanks, buddy. And they're hopping through. So it gets real cold here. Also, Grand Prairie is one of the most dangerous cities in Canada. And I don't know if that's saying much because Canada isn't really a dangerous place. So it's probably like one of the safest places in the US in comparison. Ellie, chill out. And yeah, great wildlife around here. Beautiful views. Really doesn't get much better other than if we were just alone in the woods and not at a campground. We arrived at, again, close to 1 in the morning last night. And we booked the spot. It was a whole debacle. Alyssa actually booked a tent spot that we couldn't drive to. So we're like, okay, let's rebook a camping spot for the rig. But then they only had tonight's slot available. So we got to swing by the front office on the way out and kind of explain, like, sorry we did all that. But no one's here. It's kind of empty. We're like one of like 6 or 7 people that we saw camping. So pretty desolate. And guess we'll run into Grand Prairie. They do have a Starbucks, which is great. A lot of Starbucks coverage up here. I'm liking it. And then run to the UPS store, hope our package arrives. If it doesn't make it there today, we're not waiting for it. We're going to make them send another one somewhere along the way, probably to Anchorage. So let's pack up, head to Starbucks, get some documents signed, car deal stuff, and hit the road as soon as possible. Hey, Blue. We're here at the UPS store, and some bad news, Blue. The package didn't make the truck it was supposed to make, and the next truck from the big city won't be here for another 3 days. Therefore, we're not going to be able to get the package. So, Alyssa, I think we got to cut our losses, and we got to head up to Alaska now. And, you know, we'll just say, well, screw it. We'll see if we can find another way to get that package. They said they would be able to forward it on to an address if we get it to them. So super nice of them to be that helpful. And yeah, I guess we just waited around in this city for the morning for nothing, but it's not too late. Let's take a look at the time here really quick. It's 11:03 a.m. Not the end of the world, but we got miles to do now, right, buddy? It's time to get going. Well, it's about 29 hours to get up to Alaska, so Alyssa's just cooking up some pot stickers in the air fryer, which is a great accessory to have in the van. And off we go to Alaska, 2,675 kilometers to Anchorage. That's our next stop.
So I was thinking for a solution on the road, and we have something called a Thermomix. If somebody's familiar, I doubt you are. It's pretty much an all-in-one cooker, but I didn't want to bring it because it was so expensive. So I went on Amazon and I was thinking of things, and I came across an air fryer, and we've never owned an air fryer, and I was like, I think this would be a great option. It was only 30 bucks. And
really? Only
yeah,
$30?
It's only $30, and it heats up all our food, and I put some water in there to make it more of like a steaming effect. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but it seems to be working pretty well.
So what'd you make here?
Pot stickers.
And they're just the frozen ones, right?
They're just the frozen ones. And there's one blue here, I think, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes the dog hair ends up in there.
Just extra protein.
Well, we got a long trip up to Anchorage. Enough chasing packages. What do you say?
Enough chasing packages.
Yes. All right. Ellie's starting to drool. No food for you. You just ate breakfast, sweet girl. Well, that's where we need to go, but they closed off the exit and it says no right turn up here. Detour straight ahead. Leaving Grand Prairie. For being, you know, at least when I researched it online, it seemed like everyone hates it here. Really doesn't seem like that bad of a town. Average household income's over $100,000. Average age of people living here is about 30 for the median age, which is crazy. And I guess it's just all the natural gas and oil money. People are trying to get in on that action. So very interesting in my book. And now we go off to Alaska. We already saw the first sign to Alaska, so we're doing it. Alaska, let's do it. That's the Grand Prairie Airport right there. That was a popular refueling hub in the World War II times for military aircraft and support aircraft to build the Alaskan Highway, which we're about to go start driving soon. Where are we? Porcupine? What's the name of this town? Oh, Poose Coop. Not Porcupine.
No, it's pretty
There's
bad.
just a quick glance.
Yeah.
Welcome to Dawson Creek, British Columbia. We are now entering the world famous Alaska Highway, Dawson Creek, BC. Check that out. This is going to be the end of this episode. We're going to start a new episode of just the Alaska Highway. I know it's been done a few times. We've never done it. I'm really looking forward to trying it out. I'm going to go through a little bit of the history, some views along the way, and yeah, really looking forward to seeing what this Alaska Highway is all about. So we leave you here and stay tuned to the next one because we're about to head to Alaska.